There seems to be a lot of drama lately, online mostly. Um, I don't know, it kind of stems from this funny idea that people have picked up from somewhere that it's cool to have a personality disorder, that it makes you cool or some shit. I've no idea. I've no idea. But it's a thing anyway. People like to self-diagnose. They like to tell everyone that they have this wonderful disorder that makes them super special and excuses them of all kinds of terrible behaviour. And yeah, so I was going to talk a little bit about the actual reality of having a personality disorder, because I'm not entirely sure why anyone would want one, really. Like, it's taken me quite a considerable amount of time to accept mine and to make peace with it. But that's probably because I haven't had a really bad episode in a year or so, which is pretty impressive for me. But but yeah. Anyway, so I was gonna go down the lake as per usual, but I figured here would be a good place because this is where all my symptoms live when they're not in my head. Yeah. So this is it really. There's like quite a considerable amount of symptoms there, and they're just the ones that are listed in the criteria and the stuff that's common with us. You know, there's probably quite a few more that aren't on the list that should be. But anyway, so you know, there's a lot of stuff on here that a lot of people relate to. You know, like I am hot tempered, easily angered. You know, I'm sometimes obsessive. I have difficulty completing tasks. You know, I feel like I don't fit in. That's a really, really common symptom for pretty much every teenager on the planet, I would say. You know, and like a lot of them aren't really all that unusual in day-to-day life, you know, but it's when they kind of get to this point and the point at which they pretty much destroy your fucking life that you're looking at personality disorder. And I think that's really, really important for people to remember. Like, everybody has a hard time sometimes, you know, and you're allowed to get depressed over it, you're allowed to stress out, you're allowed to, I don't know, throw a fucking wobbly, if that's what it takes. You know, but like, why would you wish this on yourself? You know, like I'd sorted these into order of some description one night. They used to be in like 3 long lists, like with the symptoms from each personality disorder that I have traits from, all the way down. You know, and then I'd sort of sat around one night because I am sometimes obsessive and sorted them into categories, you know, and like which ones affect which areas of my life, you know. And we've got like alienation, self-esteem and success, identity, moods and emotions. There's a, well, it doesn't look like there's a lot of them. They're mostly the negative ones. The ones that are really interesting and the ones that have the most in the column is the relationship column. So, you know, it fucks you up. You know, it's really hard for me to have any kind of relationship with anyone, really. I don't think I've done, like, this is the healthiest relationship I've ever been in, and I'm still a pain in the ass. So, you know, it's, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I've been living with this. Like I honestly believe I've been like this since I was 6, you know. But it's not really until you get to 18 and upwards that you start getting diagnosed with things like personality disorders. They don't like to diagnose personality disorders before that because teenagers are teenagers, and being a teenager is a really fucking shitty time for most, you know. And there's a chance that it's just, you know, you're just getting shit out of your system. You're getting hormonal, you've got people pissing you off at school. You know, there's a lot of stress surrounding being a teenager, and labelling all too well. If you labelled every teenager that had half of these issues as having a personality disorder, having a personality disorder wouldn't be a thing, because we'd all fucking have them. So yeah, so a lot of this stuff you grow out of. Yeah, I think I kind of got to like the developmental stage of 7 and then it stopped, you know. So yeah. But you know, this shit isn't fun. This is as much as I've had a lot of fun, there's been a lot more bad times, you know, and I don't know. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what the point of this video was. I had loads I wanted to say about it, and I was kind of pissed off, you know, because it's I don't know. Why would you think this is cool? Like, people don't think we're cool in real life. People think we're assholes sometimes. You know? There are a lot of people in this world, I would imagine, that think I'm an absolute fucking asshole. You know? It's not always a good feeling. Like, sometimes you're glad of it because you don't like the person. But mostly, it's not a nice feeling. You know? And I've been a horrible, horrible girlfriend. I didn't know what the fuck was going on, and I thought I was acting reasonably. Apparently I wasn't, you know, but this is the thing, we quite often don't even realise that we're doing anything wrong. I firmly believe it's everyone else that's got the fucking problem. For the majority of the time. The rest of the time, I'm sitting here saying, well, I must be a fucking piece of shit, because that's how I feel like people are treating me right now. You know, no one's taking me seriously, no one's listening to me, everyone's just telling me I'm fucking crazy and paranoid and fucked up. And maybe I am, but maybe it's because they fucking made me that way. You know? So yeah, I don't get on too well with relationships. Of any description. I would rather, like, be a hermit on a desert island and even die of starvation, you know, quite often, rather than be around people, because dying of starvation would quite often be the easier option, you know. And that's another thing, BPD in particular, we have the self-harm and thrill-seeking category here, you know. I'm impulsive. Yeah, I owe a lot of money, like we're talking probably at least 20 grand. At least. I have no fucking way of paying it back. Do you know what I do with my money? I spend it on tobacco and caffeine and fucking hair dye right now. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I have attempted suicide and or self-harm. There was a time when my child was 3 months old that I had cut myself so badly that I was unable to hold him comfortably without wincing in pain. So when my CPN came to visit, she told me if I didn't get myself down to the doctors that day and get myself some fucking medication, they would take matters into their own hands. I don't even know what that means to this day, but I didn't think it was good. I have disordered eating patterns. I don't eat when I'm fucking starving because I just can't be bothered. I have been anorexic on numerous occasions. I have this serious phobia of throwing up, which stops me eating a lot. Yeah, I'd like to gain some weight, you know. That's not going to happen. I engage in dangerous, risky and or potentially self-damaging activities with no concern to my personal limitations. I have taken enough drugs to knock out a fucking racehorse. I have almost killed myself so many times by mixing prescription drugs and alcohol and all kinds of other shitty things. I've had sex with random people that I in no way actually wanted to have sex with. I just wanted someone to want me. You know, it's pretty fucking sad. I am very impulsive and often act on things without planning. I think I just made that point. So, yeah. Does it still sound fucking cool? Let's see. It's all so fucking boring to me. Do you know what I mean? This isn't cool, it's not exciting. Like, sure, mood swings can be really exciting. So exciting I almost couldn't speak there in excitement. You know, but like when 1 minute you're really excitedly chatting to your boyfriend about a load of shit you read online today, and he makes a comment trying to get in on the conversation, because that's what you do with conversations, and you pretty much bite his fucking head off for never letting you speak and always butting in and thinking he's fucking superior to you in some way. What the fuck? even I can see that that's not right. Identity. That's one I'm having fun with lately. I dyed my hair probably 5 days ago. Already bought a box of black. I don't even want to dye it, but the urge is killing me. Maybe not killing me. That's another thing, exaggerating. All or nothing. All or nothing. Over everything. You know, I either feel everything at once, nothing at all, for extended periods of time. I think I explained to my boyfriend one day that the BPD is kind of like, if you can imagine a man hanging by his ankle, you know, like the hanged man in the tarot deck, right? And he's suspended above 3 barrels, okay? One of the barrels has ice cold water in it, one of them has scalding hot water, like so fucking hot that it will rip your skin off, you know? And the ice one, it's cold enough to turn your fingertips black, you know? And then the one in the middle is kind of like lukewarm, you know? And BPD is kind of like that man being dunked from one barrel to another, no telling which way he's going to go or how long he's going to be suspended in one particular barrel, you know? Yeah, that's kind of like BPD, only with emotions, you know? Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, like if you suspect that you maybe have a personality disorder, then I recommend you do lots of research into it. I would do lots of personality disorder quizzes online and really kind of inspect your experiences with life in general, you know, and then go talk to your doctor, you know, because if these things really are happening to you and they really are causing you a massive amount of distress, then there's fucking therapy and shit you can get. Do you know what I mean? There's resources out there. You can get some help, you know. But don't just sit there being all like, oh yeah, I relate to this quite heavily, you know, yeah. I must have a personality disorder. I'm going to go fucking tell everyone and I'm going to act like I'm a fucking expert on this subject and make it shitty for everyone that actually has the disorder. Because that's what they like to do. You know, we work hard. A lot of us work really hard at sort of setting people straight on the stigma and the stereotypes surrounding our disorders, you know. And when you have people that are, well, making us look bad with their self-diagnoses and their proclamations of being the princess of violent impulses, yeah, you make us look like a bunch of fucking idiots who can't get their shit together and who do nothing but live up to the stereotype that everybody read about on the fucking internet or watched in a movie one time. You know, we're not here to make you look cool. And you're really not making us look cool by doing your shit. So please stop. Because it's annoying. And we will call you out on it. And we will make you feel shitty. Because you kind of deserve to. And I feel bad saying that because I get that you're trying to relate to something and I get that you identify strongly with this, you know. But fucking use that knowledge, you know. Use that knowledge to research the condition you feel you have and look up coping techniques and fucking meditate or some shit. Get it together. Don't just fucking use it as an excuse to act like an arsehole to anyone that gives you shit. Because we don't get to do that. We have the fucking diagnosis, and even we don't get to do that. So, you know, yeah, it makes me angry. Really angry. I probably sound like an arsehole. Yeah, I don't really care. No. So anyway, yeah, like, but for those of you that do identify with this quite strongly, you know, I'm really sorry that you identify with this so strongly because it really fucking sucks, you know, and I hope that you get all the help you need to deal with it more effectively, you know. Those of you that are taking the piss, go fuck yourselves.